We are back with triple threat Kevin Stea, who's been all over the world on tour, in commercials and in movies. Right now, we have got to talk about Madonna, because if we didn't, the gays at home would be pissed. So it's going to be Madonna, Madonna, Madonna. Madonna, what was it like working with her? Where do you want to start? I mean,
you did the Blonde Ambition tour, which was my favorite tour show ever.
He talks about it every day.
It was her peak. It was her peak.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. It was the most theatrical, and Vince Patterson choreographed and directed it, right?
Turned it out. Yeah.
It was so. It was all her best stuff.
Is it hard on your body?
Yeah, it was pretty rough. By the end of Papa Don't Preach, I was.
How
like,
long did you do that
panting.
particular tour?
We worked with her for a year, but we were only on tour for like 6 months.
6 months? Not? Is it like? How do you get breaks in between?
Yeah, it was pretty. Compared to a lot of tours, it was pretty easy. We got like I think 5 shows a week in the States, and then 3 shows.
So you're not just dancing with through bloody shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like that. That's too bad. Because that'd be kind of fun.
But that's also the tour where they shot Truth or Dare.
Yes, it is.
And that was the
Tell us
movie.
about that, Truth or Dare. I loved it.
What
was it like being a part of that?
Well, at first it was a little unnerving having cameras around
really
all the time, and
Yeah.
everybody trying to showboat for the cameras and everything.
Right.
But
And reality shows hadn't really started.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really. I mean, it was
No,
documentary, but it was like a reality show now, where they follow you everywhere.
Yeah, it got completely natural. I mean, we knew the filmmakers so well that it was like just having regular people.
Now, are you friends with anybody that was involved in that tour and in Truth or Dare? Madonna, any other dancers? Do you talk? Say
Yeah,
yes?
actually, I talked to several of the dancers.
You still talk to Madonna? Because let's
I've
talk
run-
about the little issue, which was in the press and stuff.
I
You
know.
and another dancer,
3 of us, yeah.
3 dancers, sued the makers, the production company, because
That's ballsy, isn't it? I mean,
And they
you
won.
basically went after Madonna.
It was nerve-wracking.
That would be scary.
us about
I would
it. So
be
tell
afraid
us-
of never maybe, dancing again, even though that never
tell us a
affected
little
you.
bit about it.
Well, she thought I was actually the ringleader of the whole deal, which I wasn't, but she was already mad at me and started swearing at me, and I was like, okay, fine. And then I found out about
You're
the
like,
lawsuit.
oh, Kabbalah.
Found out about the lawsuit, and I was like, well, she hates me already, so
Might as well join them.
might as well join in.
So,
Because it is the right
but
thing
the
to
lawsuit
do.
was basically just roughly, the lawsuit was because they didn't have.
She didn't pay us for the movie.
She
It was
didn't
in
pay
a
you.
contract for a movie.
Right.
Did
okay.
you ever patch things up?
Well, I've seen her like a couple times since then, and it was really amazing because I was really hoping that I just really wanted to see her because it had been so
Yeah,
long. And,
yeah.
and I saw her at dinner, and I was just sitting with like David LaChapelle and Jamie King and all these people who
Yeah.
had worked with her.
Yeah.
And she just came up, and I was like, oh my God, hello, hi. And she
and-
just stood there, and we held hands and talked for like
And
the
she
whole
was
time.
fine.
And she was totally fine.
Well, the Kabbalah now.
Now listen, you worked also with another huge entertainer icon in the music business, Michael Jackson. Now this is a question I've got to ask. I got to get out there first. Were you of age when you worked with him? And if so, or if you weren't, were you touched inappropriately?
Barely legal, but I'm Asian, so I always look 15.
Oh,
you know.
he must
Oh,
have. He must have
you.
loved you.
Now let me ask you this: Did he have? Now this is a serious question. Did he have any little people around him? Because when I worked with him also. He did have a little boy that he hung out with nonstop.
Macaulay Culkin.
Emmanuel Lewis?
So when you were with him, Macaulay
Culkin was there, and Wade Robson.
right? Who was a child? Who's now Britney's choreographer. and, yeah.
and
Any child
director.
actor whose growth is stunted.
Anyway,
Is it too soon for that? I don't think so.
I wish we could show a clip.
It's been going
But
on for
one of my
years.
favorite things you did too was the Vogue on the MTV with
Oh,
Marie Antoinette, which was my favorite
It
version.
inspired my first drag Halloween costume as an adult in college. That inspired
Yeah. It
me
was
to do that. It was
amazing.
so
When
much
I
with
saw
Craig.
that,
It was
oh.
so much fun. I
Yeah,
wish
it
I
was-
had the pictures, but I never plan ahead.
You already wanted to do it. That was just an excuse.
No, I mean, I saw that. Well, yeah, do drag, absolutely, but do that specifically.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the powder. We did it perfectly.
Well,
it
he
was
does.
incredible.
You've seen him in drag.
It was amazing.
But
It was amazing.